Hello everybody, welcome to May's last edition of Transfermarkt TV International. As always, we all in our Hamburg headquarters hope that you are healthy and well and ready for some latest news and the latest speculations for transfers in the international world of football. We start with the rumor mill that once again sees many speculations for Newcastle United. There have been quite some players that are connected to the club, and there will be more as a consortium of Saudi Arabian interest persons is willing to pay £300 million to take over the Magpies. Let's see what the rumors have. First, together with the Wolverhampton Wanderers, the Magpies are said to be interested in signing 32-year-old Juventus Turin striker Gonzalo Higuain, as British paper Sunday Express reports. The former Argentina international is contract bound to Juventus until 21, but following the heavy impact of the coronavirus pandemic on North Italy, he has signaled his wish to leave the Serie A champions. Higuain, standing at 7 goals and 7 assists in 30 Serie A and Champions League matches for Turin this season, could be a desired goal-scoring star for newly formed Newcastle. Even though reports suggest that Newcastle manager Steve Bruce will stay with the club even at the beginning of a new ownership, the Telegraph found out that former Magpies fan favorite Rafa Benitez considers a return to St. James Park. The Spaniard currently trains Chinese Super League side Dalian Pro, but only left for Asia in 2019 due to differences with Newcastle soon-to-be replaced owner Mike Ashley. Magpies fans always stood behind the 60-year-old former Liverpool manager as he managed Newcastle to promotion back to the Premier League in 2018. If Benitez was to return to St. James Park, he already does have 2 signings in mind for his new squad, as the Telegraph source continues. Ross Barkley, 33-time England international at central midfield, is on Benitez's wish list. The 26-year-old, also due to injuries, is not a regular starting option for Frank Lampard at Chelsea. With only 15 matches total in both Premier and Champions League so far this season, the former Everton star could be considered for an early exit from his contract at Stamford Bridge that runs until 2023. And another Rafa Benitez favorite is another not-so-happy three-line Man City centre-back John Stones. The 25-year-old, like Ross Barkley at Chelsea, has only seen limited action on the pitch for the Sky Blues. With some other options better for Pep Guardiola in the pecking order, the English 2018 World Cup star defender might be charmed by a lucrative Newcastle offer to leave Etihad Stadium ahead of his contract ending in 2022. Another centre-back not quite fulfilling his expectations is Bayern Munich's all-time top transfer at 80 million euros, French 2018 World Cup champion Lucas Hernandez. After his move from Atletico Madrid in 2019, the 24-year-old struggled with injuries and, despite being fit now, doesn't have a starting job in Bayern's league-leading team. German paper Bild has a story that Newcastle United is interested and Munich might consider selling Hernandez to the Magpies if the price is right. His contract with the German champions runs into summer 2024. We can assure you there will be more of these little pictures of players that could be considered for a well financially situated Newcastle United if the takeover by the Saudi Arabian consortium really goes through. That is expected during this week. Elsewhere in the Premier League, there are other rumors. Raul Jimenez has been impressive this season. The Mexican striker for Wolverhampton has scored 22 goals and assisted on 10 more in 44 competitive games. Now, according to the Sunday Times and Spanish paper Marca, Manchester United has strong competition in their quest for signing the 29-year-old former Benfica striker by Juventus Turin, as they have identified him as their best value for money option for a most likely departing Gonzalo Higuain, especially if they are prepared to offer central midfielder Adrien Rabiot to the Wolves in order to sweeten the deal. The former French international left PSG last summer on a free transfer for the Italian champions, but hasn't had the wished impact for Juve so far. The 25-year-old is also on the radar of Manchester United and Arsenal, but could more valuably be traded in a swap plus cash deal for Juventus, as they would receive Raul Jimenez for 30 million euros compared to 60 million euros without a Rabiot move to Wolverhampton. In an update in this matter, though, British paper Daily Star reports that Wolverhampton have neglected any intentions of letting their Mexican striker leave in this transfer summer, as his contract runs another 3 years. His numbers tell you why. British paper The Sun might have good news for Chelsea, as they report on Inter Milan turning down an offer by Paris Saint-Germain for signing their valuable loan striker Mauro Icardi permanently. The 27-year-old Argentine striker has scored 20 goals and 4 assists in 31 competitive games for PSG during his loan stint. Now, a 60 million euro offer for Icardi's permanent services was too low in Inter's perspective, as the French champions had hoped for a reduced transfer fee in the backdrop of the financial chaos caused by the coronavirus pandemic. This development could open the door for Chelsea, as Blues boss Frank Lampard is thought to be keen on strengthening his forward ranks with Icardi after missing out on a last-gasp deal to sign Napoli ace Dries Mertens in January. Talking about Inter Milan, Tuttosport heard of an interesting rumor and an interest in Edinson Cavani, whose contract with PSG runs out next month. Cavani could be the replacement for Argentina international striker Lautaro Martinez, who's strongly linked to Barcelona. The 33-year-old Uruguayan captain reportedly could earn up to 15 million euros per year at Inter for a contract running into 2022. Cavani scored 200 goals in 301 competitive games in 7 years for Paris Saint-Germain, Atletico Madrid, as well as Premier League teams are also interested in signing the 116 times Uruguayan international, but most likely he will not be able to match this offer by Inter, according to his paycheck for the next 2 seasons with other teams. And like in almost every week lately, there are new rumors in the Juventus-Barcelona negotiations about transfers. A most recent report by Mundo Deportivo suggests that Juventus have asked for Ousmane Dembélé as a loan deal to be included in the Miralem Pjanic swap deal. Juventus supposedly are looking for a younger winger. Their duo of Juan Cuadrado and Douglas Costa are aged 29 and 31 respectively. Often injured, 23-year-old right-wing Dembélé, a former 125 million euro transfer from Borussia Dortmund, is a departing possibility at Barca, even though manager Setien values his skills. Both Dembélé and Juventus central midfielder Miralem Pjanic are valued at around 50 to 60 million euros each. The Bosnia international has long been on Barca's radar. He is unlikely to continue at Juventus. The 30-year-old has scored 3 goals and provided 4 assists in 32 games this season. The positive feedback keeps coming in, so we in this week also decided to have another edition of a top 11 with dual citizenships for you. This week we take a look at a possible national team for the Ivory Coast. The West Africans right now are ranked 61 in the FIFA World Ranking, and their times since winning the African Cup of Nations in 1992 are long gone. Right now their star is Nicolas Pepe of Arsenal. The right winger stands at 52 million euros in market value, and so far he has played a solid first Premier League season with 4 goals and 6 assists in 24 games. Pepe is French-born but decided in favor of the national team of his ancestors. Other than Pepe, this following top 11 is not available for the French manager of the Ivory Coast, Patrice Baumel. These international stars opted to play for Arsenal national teams. Between the post, Hervé Kofi, a 1-season loan player for Portugal's Liga NOS team Belenenses. The 23-year-old goalkeeper belongs to French side OSC Lille and has played a solid season with Lisbon. Kofi is number 1 for Burkina Faso, and he chose that citizenship ahead of the one of the Ivory Coast. 1 strong Premier League and 2 prominent Bundesliga centre-backs make up our 3-player defensive line. At left, Borussia Dortmund's talent Dan Axel Zagadou. The 20-year-old is in his 3rd year with the German club after going through PSG's academy. Right now, he injured his knee. He otherwise would most likely have started in the German Classico against Bayern Munich. Zagadou already stands at 31.5 million euros in market value and possibly still can decide to join the national team of his ancestors, the Ivory Coast. That is not possible for the man in the middle, as AFC Bournemouth's Nathan Ake is already a regular for the Netherlands national team and has participated in 5 Euro and World Cup qualifiers. The 25-year-old alone, evaluated at 28 million euros at the moment, is more valuable than the whole current Ivory Coast defensive roster, including all 3 goalkeepers. The right side of our possible Elephants team is Bayer Leverkusen's Jonathan Tah, who is already a member of the German national team. The 24-year-old's father was born at the Ivory Coast, making his son eligible for their national team. But Hamburg-born Tah went through all DFB youth stages and now is a regular for both the national team and the Bundesliga number 4 club Bayer Leverkusen, for he has participated in 18 Champions League matches so far. Tanguy Kouassi is our biggest young talent in this squad of a second citizenship national team. The 17-year-old is a centre-back who can also play in defensive midfield. He joined the Paris Saint-Germain senior team from their youth stages last summer and appeared in 6 Ligue 1 and 2 Champions League matches and scored twice in the French top tier. Like Zagadou, Kouassi still can decide on his senior national team, but as a promising French under-18 international already at a market value of 11 million euros, the land of his forefathers see chances of him joining the Elephants diminishing. Joining in central midfield are Brighton and Hove's Yves Bissouma, a 23-year-old who decided to play for the national team of Mali. His market value stands at 9.5 million euros. And on the right side, Chelsea's lone army player Timothée Bakayoko, who is with Monaco this season. The 25-year-old who struggled at Stamford Bridge after joining the Blues in 2017 on a 40 million euro transfer fee from Monaco, was born in Paris and won a cap for France in 2017. As this game against Spain was only a friendly, Bakayoko is still able to convert from our could-be Ivory Coast team to the real one. The left of our two wingers, Jonathan Bamba, also is still eligible to play for the Ivory Coast. The 24-year-old OSC Lille player is a former under-21 France international. During this season, he was a regular for Europa League-bound Lille, improving his market value to 20 million euros before the coronavirus-related downgrade of 20% in April. His counterpart on the right side is the most valuable player in our top 11 with a dual citizenship of the Ivory Coast. Bayern Munich's Serge Gnabry stands at an impressive 72 million euros as one of the top 5 German players in the world. The 24-year-old has 11 goals and 10 assists in 25 Bundesliga games and almost single-handedly destroyed Tottenham in a Champions League clash at White Hart Lane by scoring 4 in Bayern's 7-2 thrashing of the Spurs last October. Gnabry's father is from the Ivory Coast, but Serge, unfortunately for the Elephants, decided to play, also very successful for Jogi Löw's national team. And our double attack at center. At left, Moise Kean. The 20-year-old Everton striker has had his debut for Italy's senior team in 2018 and won 2 more caps in 2 Euro qualifier games in 2019. He so far hasn't excelled at Goodison Park this season, recording only 1 goal in 22 league games in the Premier League. And finally, at right in front, Sebastian Haller. West Ham United's 40 million euro summer addition for this season from German side Eintracht Frankfurt. The 25-year-old, other than Ken, continued to impress in the Premier League as he scored 7 goals with 2 assists for the relegation-threatened Hammers. Haller, who stands at 36 million euros in market value, could still become an elephant since he only very successfully played through France's youth national teams but never won a cap for Didier Deschamps' world champions. This top 11 that could have been the Elephants team, and it comes in at a market value of 284.4 million euros compared to the current value of the whole Ivory Coast squad at 139.63 million euros. In the last category of the day, the news ticker, we will see 2 of the major European football leagues approaching the restart of their leagues, thus following in the footsteps of the German Bundesliga, who has resumed their season 10 days ago. First, the Premier League is 1 step closer to a restart as UK government has published guidelines for elite athletes to begin a carefully phased return to training. On Wednesday, there will be a vote set for close contact training by the top tier clubs after government revealed its Phase 2 guidance for athletes to make in the long run. Return to close contact and competitive training if appropriate, carefully controlled medical conditions are in place. Public health officials and sports medical officers have contributed to these guidelines. Sports Minister Nigel Huddleston said this new guidance marks the latest phase of a carefully phased return to training designed to limit the risk of injury and protect the health and safety of all involved. After publishing Phase 1 as guidance for social distancing in professional sports on May 13th, and following this second announcement to allow professional sport, and in particular the Premier League, to resume action under restrictions, is expected in the beginning of June. Meanwhile, Spain's professional football leagues are allowed to return to action on June 8th. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez gave the green light in a speech to the nation on Saturday. Both La Liga and La Liga 2 plan to return to action on June 12th, with no match schedule drawn up to this point. La Liga has been paused since March 12th. With 230,000 COVID-19 cases and 28,000 deaths, Spain is one of the hardest hit countries. According to La Liga, 2,500 players and staff were tested positive for the virus. Mario Götze is a well-known player, even though he's not really a regular anymore for his Bundesliga club Borussia Dortmund. He became famous when he scored the 1-0 against Argentina in extra time in the World Cup 2014 in Brazil, the winner. Now at age 27, Götze is looking for a new league team, as he and his youth and longtime club Borussia Dortmund announced that the offensive midfielder will not extend his contract that runs out this summer. Götze, who also played 3 years for Bayern Munich, partly due to health problems, never really regained his incredible form from the early 2010s that back then made him a shining prospect in world football. After a mutual and respectful decision, as Dortmund sporting manager Michael Zorc stated, the 63-time German international, who only saw 576 minutes in Bundesliga and Champions League action this season, becomes a free transfer. A couple of Serie A and Ligue 1 teams were said to be interested in signing him. Already signed, but with a funny introduction. That's former Netherlands and Manchester United back Jaap Stam. He is the new head coach for US Major League Soccer team Cincinnati FC. The 47-year-old former Feyenoord manager agreed on terms with the MLS team last weekend. There was some confusion and laughter, though, following his official presentation. Cincinnati tweeted a photo of Tijnis van Tuinenbroek instead of Stam's at the official presentation. That tweet was later corrected, but already secured the club international attention, as fellow MLS teams and their fans published photos of stars like Bruce Willis, Jason Statham, Pitbull and Mr. Clean as other options for a new Cincinnati FC manager. And this is it for this edition of Transfermarkt TV International. We all hope that you stay healthy, and please do follow all the recommendations of your local government for social distancing. Everybody can help in fighting the coronavirus pandemic. That's it for now. Have a good one.